Hello lovelies, how are you today? And welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and I'm the sole proprietor of SAEH Body Butter. And I hope you enjoy the next video. Thank you. Hello lovelies. I'm about to attempt to put some rhinestones on this tumbler top, but I'm not going to place it one by one. So come and join me as I brush in my rhinestone in my rhinestone template. I'm using my royal blue rhinestones. So I'm going to brush it in the top. This goes on the top. And then I also have this strip that goes around the outer part of the lid. So I'm just brushing them in slow circular motions until I get most of the holes covered. And then I'm going to push them up and brush it in this strip. Isn't that blue beautiful? These are SS10. And when I get most of them brushed in, I'll slide them to the side and get my pick tool. That did pretty good. So I'm going to get my rhinestone pick tool and manually place in the rest. Not too many. I always do that. When I go in to get one, I always take it out the hole. But no worries. Okay. Go around the circle. See which ones are missing. I think that is it. I think I got them all in place. So I'm just getting these extras out of the way so they won't be in the way of my transfer tape. There's one trying to hide on top of another one. So what I'm going to do is get my phone and shine the flashlight on it to make sure that everything is in place and there are no extra stones lurking. Alrighty, that looks pretty good. Can you see that sparkle when I'm shining that light on it? That looks absolutely gorgeous. Alrighty. So let me clean up my mess and I will bring you back. Okay, I have my piece of transfer tape and I'm going down in the U shape. If your stones shift while the tape is on it, you can gently press it with your finger back into place. Sometimes when you use a new piece of tape, it has static and it causes your stones to shift. So I'm just going around to make sure that everything is in place before I pick up my tape. Okay. And then I'm going to put it back on the backing until I pick up the other piece. And as you see this stone right here, let me bring you in a little closer. Right there, that was being stubborn. So you just put your tape back down and press on it with your finger and it should pick it up. And then there's another stubborn stone. I think that was a double stone. It was hiding on top of each other. That one was hiding from me because it's already one in place. So that's why I won't pick it up. That was a lesson on gravity. Two masses can't occupy the same space, right? Alrighty, I'm out of view. Right there, I'm just putting the transfer tape back on top of the backing. One of my stones shifted. I'll just move it over. Alrighty, I flatten that down. And this is my transfer, right? Alrighty, I'm going to move that extra stone out of place. And I thought I did a good job with my light going over it. But I couldn't see that one. I guess that sparkle from the rhinestone blinded me. Alrighty, I'm going to go down and get that other strip. Okay. Again, bend your tape. Go down in the middle. And stretch it out. Some of my stones came out of place and I don't have enough tape. I didn't go down straight. I went down crooked. Right here on my edge, some of the tape is not covering all of the stones. So not a problem. What I'll do is go get my transfer tape, cut me a small piece for that section, pull it off, and go over that corner so it's covered. And there you have it. And alrighty, let me get my backing in place so I can put my strip back on the backing until I'm getting ready to press it. I was supposed to have been cleaning up my mess, right? See, I just picked up an extra stone. This piece of tape too long. So I'm going to lay this back on top of the backing. So that my stones are protected until I get ready to use it. So here's that strip. I'm going to move that to the side until we get to the next step. Now this is a 3-part step. So we have our rhinestone portion. We have our glitter HTV. And then we also have HTV anything. Looks like that's not focused. Maybe because the color of it. Anywho, it's a kind of a clear, opaque substance, and it has a sticky backing. And what I'm going to do is press the HTV to the HTV anything. And then after I press that, then I'll press the rhinestones on top of the glitter HTV. So you'll have 3 layers. And what that will do is create a sticker or applique. And then I will adhere that to the top for the tumbler. So this time for real, I'm going to clean up these stones so I won't knock them on the floor and they be in my way. I'll bring you right back. Okay, I'm getting ready to press my glitter heat transfer vinyl to the HTV anything. And it has a shiny side and a dull side. You may not be able to, well, you should see that reflection. That's the shiny side. So that's the side you want to place, should be facing up, and you put your glitter heat transfer vinyl on top. Same thing with the circle. Shiny side up. Place your heat transfer, glitter heat transfer vinyl on top, and of course we'll have to do some trimming around. You want your HTV anything bigger than the image of your glitter. And then we're going to put a Teflon sheet on top. Make sure I didn't move anything. Okay, that's good. And I have it set for 315, and we're going to tack this down for about 4 seconds because we also have to put the I think I need a little more pressure. We also have to put the rhinestones on top, so we don't want to overheat it. Just enough to tack it down. Hopefully that is enough. And it probably will stick to the Teflon sheet. Oh, it didn't. Let's see if I tacked it down enough that I can remove the carrier sheet. Yeah, it's stuck to the HTV anything, but let me let it cool off. Let me let it cool off some before I pull off the carrier sheet. Matter of fact, I'm going to take it off the heat press because that's going to keep the heat. I'll swing you around to the other side. Okay, we are on the other side. Let's see if it's cool enough to peel off the carrier sheet. I'm gonna have to pick it up Okay. Take that off there. And take that off. So now the glitter HTV is exposed. So what I'll do is set the rhinestones on top. Line it up as best as possible. And you don't want your rhinestone transfer sheet to exceed the circumference of the HTV anything, because it will stick to it and it'll be hard for you to pull it off. So what I'm going to do is trim around. I'm going to pull it back up if I can without messing up the stones. And I'm going to trim it. So that it won't create a problem for me when it's finished. And this is relatively, I shifted one of my stones. My scissors got in the way. Almost done. Okay. Everything looks to be in order. Place it down again. Yeah, that's much better. And that's how that looks. I'm going to go sit this on the heat press and come back and do the other part. Alrighty, here's my stones. And I really have to trim this down. Okay. Try to line this on top of that. But one of my stones fell off. Okay, I got that in place. Let me go put it on the heat press and I will bring you around. Okay, I have them both back on the heat press. I had to turn the heat press up to 350. Okay, so I'm waiting for the heat press to go up to 350. The rhinestones need at least 350. Okay, we're at temperature I have the Teflon sheet at the bottom. Hold up, I see a stone out of place. Where'd that stone come from? Uh-oh, one of my stones fell off. Let me readjust it. Let's try this once again. Everything looks to be in place. I'll put the Teflon sheet on top. I have the heat press set for 350 for 12 seconds. Medium pressure. So I'm going to press it for the full 12 seconds. Pull off the transfer sheet and flip it over and press it for about 4 seconds. Okay, I'm pulling off the sheet. All the stones look to be in place. I'm going to flip it over. Do the same with this. Go slow. Make sure none of your stones come up. Flip that over. Put the Teflon sheet back on. We're at 350. And we're going down for about 4 seconds. That way the back of the stones, the glue is getting direct heat. And that's like to help ensure that they stay in place. It is hot. So everything is in place, as you can see. I'm going to let this cool off, and then I'm going to trim around it to trim off the HTV anything around the glitter and the stones so it can look more presentable, and then we're going to put it on the cup. So once it cool off, I'll bring you back. Okay, everything has cooled off. I've already trimmed around the center part, but I still have that center to cut out. And yes, you can put the HTV anything on the Cricut and have it cut it for you, but I didn't want to chance it that it didn't cut it big enough and it'd be too small, so I'm doing this by hand. Okay. So I'm going to pull the backing off. Not off the entire thing because I don't want it, the whole thing exposed. And it stick to something that I don't want it to stick to. Even though you can pull it off initially and readjust it. But you don't want to pull it off too much because you will reduce the tackiness on it, the stickiness. Alrighty, see if I can get it lined up. Hopefully I was in frame. turn my light around so I can see. Okay, so far so good, right? And you just go around making sure everything is lined up and in the center. And go back and look and make sure everything is straight before you get to the end. I think the harder part is going to put on the top, getting it aligned over that circle. And we are at the end, and we have a little overlap, which is good. So what I'm going to do is pull this up and put that down, because I have more glitter here and my rhinestones are to the edge on the other part. And so I see I can cut it right there at the edge of the rhinestone. I'll let the rhinestone be my guide. Okay. Alrighty, I'm gonna go back around and press it down and make sure everything is sticking. And this is similar to when you're dealing with permanent vinyl. I would give it a good 72 hours before I consider it permanently stuck where you won't have a problem. I still have a little overlap. Let's see. Okay, and this is how it's looking. Alrighty, I'm gonna set that down and remove the backing off of here and press it on top, and then I'm gonna use my X-Acto knife to cut out the center, if I can find. There we go. And like I said, you can put this, you can put the HTV anything on your cutter and cut it. Okay, I'm gonna turn it upside down and try to cut out that and the straw, the inner circle is your guide, so you can cut directly around. You see that? And that's how it looks on my tumbler. And I did this part of the tumbler probably about 3 weeks ago. So this is on my channel if you want to see how I did that. I'm just getting around to doing the top. Alrighty, that will do it. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.